Hello guys, welcome to a new video on Tower of God New World, and in this video I'm going to do the tier list update. And yeah, before starting I just wanted to mention that I'm sorry if I didn't reply, I would say, in Discord in the past days, and I didn't even post any videos. I was super busy at work, and I also had some stuff to do in, well, real life, that useless thing, but whatever. So, that being said, I played a bit, not much. Most of it was in auto progress, and I just rearranged teams here and there. I just climbed up to floor 115. Again, not much. I can push more, but I just need to find the time to do so. And yeah, the current deficit is around 220, 240, 250. I don't remember. Not much anyway. So I don't really have a lot of experience at high deficits at the moment. I cannot push the trial because I reached the last floor. I cannot do nothing other than adventure, and adventure is super time consuming. So everything I will say, just take it with a grain of salt. I might say stuff that is not as relevant at higher deficits. I will still try to keep that in mind, obviously, while I'm giving the rank. I always keep in mind 300, 350, maybe even 400 now deficit. I believe 400 in adventure is quite, I don't want to say impossible, but close to it, because it's true we have a lot of good units that are being released nowadays, but we don't have enough for 5 teams. If you have like a 400 deficit before floor 100, could be possible, I believe. Over floor 100, I don't think we can make 5 teams that can push 400 deficit at the moment. Still, I will keep that in mind, obviously, but not having first-hand experience will definitely make it harder. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, someone also mentioned that they would like me to show the unit while I'm talking about them and while I'm ranking them. So I will do that in this video. And we can start with Anna, one of the 2 new units that were released in November 6 update. And yeah, Anna is an SSR mage. Her main functionality is basically the same as Endorsi. Someone pointed it out in one of my previous videos. I was kind of thinking of her as a DPS unit, but someone pointed out that she basically does the same thing as Endorsi, which means she will summon the bunny on the enemy team at the start of the battle, which will draw aggro and group the enemies a little bit. She has a different focus than Endorsi, so she focuses the highest attack enemy, and she has a 3-second knockdown on them. Not the best of things, but if you don't have any other option, just as a plug-in unit that you can use at 0 dupes, is fine for that purpose alone. Not much else, I'd say, for this unit, so I gave her the exact same ranking as Endorsi. She might be a bit better because she can maybe survive a bit more, provide some more utility, but I think that Endorsi having defense shred might be a bit more valuable, so there is definitely a trade-off here. But yeah, from my point of view, they're pretty much interchangeable. And yeah, so with that being said, I just gave her the exact same ranking. B arrow up, and then A arrow up, because maybe with some investment she could also deal more damage than an Endorsi, so maybe there is also that to take into account. And yeah, that's basically it for Anna. The next unit is White. For White, I will say is for sure in the top 2 best DPS in the game at the moment. Is better than Mashini. I think 80% of the times there are still scenarios where you might want to run Mashini, but his damage is higher. He's definitely a better Ura killer than most units in the game at the moment. So is super solid. He has a lot of survivability as well. Not exceptional. You still want to run some units to keep him alive and to distract the enemies, but is not as demanding as some other DPS are at the moment. So for me, this guy is an absolute monster, and he definitely deserves an high ranking. The only thing is that he kind of sucks before Revolution 4. So if you have him at Revolution 3, meh, kinda weird unit. Here I gave him an A+. Maybe I was a bit too harsh. Like, he has a lower rank than Joaquin in this case. Not because he deals less damage if he's not Revolution 4, but mainly because Joaquin has like a good crowd control, which he doesn't have, which is a great thing if you have to kill Urek, but kind of shit in every other scenario. So Joaquin still has some more utility from my point of view than a white without Revolution 4. So that's why you only see him here in the A+. That obviously changes if you give him Revolution 4 and 5. This guy will just be an S+ arrow up. Top 2 best DPS in the game. Maybe I would even say top 1 in PvE. So yeah, again, as I mentioned before, amazing unit. And it doesn't even rely on some crazy supports. So amazing, not much to say. I mentioned before that Kun Mashani is weaker than him, but this doesn't make Kun Mashani a bad unit. I still think she deserves the S rank arrow up, so I didn't change her. And yeah, that's pretty much it for white. Then there have been some changes here and there. One of them was with compress rack. So I moved compress rack from S to A+ here. And the main reason is that now SSR DPS, since we're talking about higher and higher deficit, really cannot keep up. And this guy, well, he is probably the best DPS in the yellow element if we don't take into account a Wang Nanja with Revolution 5 and with an Irang in the team. In that scenario, Wang Nang is better than him. But Compress Rack is probably the standalone best DPS in the yellow element, in the SSR rarity, and even with that even taking that into account, is still not able to really push crazy deficits. There's not much we can do. A lot of SSR DPS units will move down from time to time as better and better DPS units are released and as our deficits increase. So yeah, not much we can do here. Vivi on the other hand is still remaining in the S rank because she has more damage in general. Unfortunately, her max HP damage is capped, so she cannot really push indefinite deficits as, for example, Kun Eden or a Tom Ray that instead have a max HP damage. So she will also fall off, but still she can work better than all the other SSR DPS units currently. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the up to Revolution 3 part, and more or less the same thing for Revolution 6. It just gains a sort of defense red on the marked enemy. With Revolution 4 or 5, I don't even remember, which gives him an arrow up, but not much, I'd say. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Compressed Rock. Then here, I didn't move anyone else in the up to Revolution 3 for yellow, but I think I moved Shibisu from S to A+ here, yes. Because even if you give him Revolution, yes, he will survive a bit more, but not enough, because that 1% damage as the deficit gets higher will just get him deleted anyway, so he cannot really provide a lot of value, and I moved him down from S to A+. We'll see that also for other units, as survivability gave them sort of a big hit, but yeah, I moved him down. I don't really use him much. I didn't see a lot of people using him. I would say this guy could also deserve a sort of arrow down now, but still is kind of tanky-ish anyway. So yeah, this is more or less another change that I did here. And while we are talking about yellow, sorry I didn't show Shibisu, but this guy. Then while we are talking about yellow, I also moved down Hiwa. Now the game is lagging a bit. Okay, Hiwa. only in the up to Revolution 6 portion, so this one, I moved her down from A plus to A arrow up. And the reason being she has a defense shred, so at the very least she still provides something, but her damage is definitely lower than Compress Rack. And having moved Compress Rack down, I also moved her down in turn. And yeah, she only has an arrow up for the AoE defense shred. That's it, basically. And the last thing I changed here in the yellow category, I moved Cheonwa down from A to B. And this will happen also for another unit, which is Michael. But let's focus first on Cheonwa. I moved him down because Ryana units that only focus on killing the unit that they target are kind of weak now, because you cannot guarantee a kill on the first hit. So he's definitely better than without the Revolution unlock, but he's still not worth using from my point of view. He cannot kill the unit. It's true that he also has a resistance shred and a defense shred, but he won't live long enough. So yeah, A was too high for him. I think everyone will agree, but let me know in the comments if you don't. And yeah, this was the last change. Okay, again, sorry I didn't show Cheonwa, but I'm talking about this guy. So yeah, that's pretty much the last unit I changed here for yellow. Then if we go back up, I think for purple I didn't move anyone. Yeah, I think everyone else was pretty much the same. For red, I did some changes. So I moved Awakened Rock from A plus to S, and the reason being Viol got better. And like, is this guy tanks enough? Okay, and again, I forgot to show you guys the unit, but okay. So Awakened Rock. And Awakened Raki's main problem is his Storm Prison, because he's going to imprison the highest attack enemy, which if you are using a unit like Jinsung, you want to kill the highest attack enemy. If you are using a unit like Evankel, you want to hit as many enemies as possible to generate more energy. And if you cannot hit one because it's imprisoned, it's kind of well, whatever. So I didn't really like the synergy with this unit. But with Viol, I would say it doesn't really matter as much. And Awakened Rock is quite tanky. So all things considered, probably A plus was too harsh on him, so I moved him back up to S. But it's not a major change. Like, this guy is definitely a tanky option. Doesn't provide too much to the team. Still okay. So yeah, I did that change. And the other one that I mentioned before was Michael. I moved him from A to B. Same reason as Cheonwa. This guy is just focused on killing enemies, which you cannot reliably do at high deficits, especially with an SSR unit. So not really a lot of scenarios where you can use them. The only Ryana unit I didn't really downgrade are units like Blarode or Misang. I might even increase the rank of Blarode, because they both get utility out of their like Revolution. They provide energy decrease, which is definitely helpful against some annoying enemies. So yeah, I didn't downgrade them. I should actually upgrade Blarode most likely, but let me know in the comments down below what you think about him. And yeah, whatever, but I was still talking about Michael and I wasn't showing him. Okay, here. And yeah, this guy basically irrelevant nowadays. Even with Revolution investment, it doesn't really matter as much, so just forget about him. I forgot to talk about Revolution 6 while I was talking about Awakened Rock. And yeah, I also did the same thing. It was A plus before. I moved him up to S. And Michael is staying in A. To be honest, I could leave him in B and give him an arrow up. But I think before it was higher than A. I don't remember. But he gets an attack increase on the first hit, which could help a bit, but definitely not enough. I think I only left him here because otherwise A would be empty. I didn't really like the idea. I could swap probably Ansung Yu and him, but yeah, that doesn't matter that much. Okay. And yeah, I think for red, I did some other changes. Yes, one of them is yellowy. I moved her up only here in the Revolution 6 section from A+. I think she also added link and an arrow up. I moved her to S without link because yes, before you could kind of only run her with Viol, but now that we have white and white is a warrior, it doesn't get crit rate from anywhere, and the crit rate that she provides is definitely nice and can be used on more units than just Viol. You can use her with white, you could even use her with Mashani. So any ranged unit or warrior unit that is supposed to deal damage and that doesn't get guaranteed crits, like for example a Kaiser gets guaranteed crits, you want to really like run a yellowy, even though you could, because you would just lose out on the crit rate portion, but you will still get the attack speed and you will still get the crit damage. So potentially you can still run her with Kaiser as well. So yeah, that's more or less it. Like those three things that she buffs, attack speed, crit rate, and crit damage, are super beneficial. And if you're not against someone that can remove buffs, then she's definitely a great support. Though she's a mage, she's a great support. So yeah, let me see. I don't think I changed anyone else in red. No, I believe that should be it. Now, if you look at blue, I also think I didn't touch anything here. As I mentioned, I could move Blarode a bit. Yeah, there might be some things that could be changed and addressed, but overall, I think that for blue, there is not much that can be said. So it's fine. For green, I did some changes. As you can see, a unit left the S+ ranking, and that is Tank and Dorsey. But let's first move. Well, first I will show Tank and Dorsey. Let's first talk about Revolution 3. I moved her down from S+ to S. She's still super tanky. She's probably top 2, top 3 best SSR tank. But her survivability is definitely like a big problem at higher deficits. Like a lot of SSR units have the same issue. Like for example, a Mam Anak or a Tank Hat. So I might even reduce Tank Hat ranking sooner or later. Mam Anak, I was thinking about it, but Mam Anak has a really strong point, which is she kind of enables some crazy comps where the DPS can spam the special move, and those comps are insane. So even though her survivability is really lacking, but really, really lacking, she dies for whatever reason. At times she just explodes. But you can still keep her alive somehow with the right compositions, and the utility she provides, the DPS units she enables are crazy enough. Tank and Dorsey provides a lot of value. She has charm, she has resistance decrease, magic resistance decrease, and her survivability is still acceptable. But I will say she's definitely not an S+ character from my point of view. There are shortcomings, so I decided to rank her down a bit. And yeah, let me know what you think, but that's basically the whole reason. And also, same thing here, from S+ to S, arrow up. She gets a bit better with Revolution, some more utility. I think she also gets a defense shred, if I'm not mistaken. I think from Revolution 4, but let's just check out quickly. Yeah, defense shred, which is definitely nice. And this is just increasing her survivability. So she's definitely better with Revolution. And yeah, good unit, just not S+ worthy from my point of view. And you will see that basically there are only 1, 2, 3 SSR units left in the S+ ranking, and I would say that's pretty much a given, I believe. I think only supports will be left there. I was really thinking if I should have increased Nare's ranking up to S plus as well, but I didn't. I was really conflicted. I think Nare definitely deserves an higher rank, but we'll see. We'll see. So for now, we were just talking about Tank and Dorsey. Again, I moved her down. There's not much to it, just survivability issues. Then I also moved down regular Leroro. This guy, I mean, I like his kit a lot. It provides a lot of value. He blocks projectiles, he heals, he provides the magic pierce, which is absolutely insane, and also provides a basic attack coefficient. So he has a lot of buffs for the team, but his survivability is dog shit. He just dies. He goes in there and dies. So he couldn't really deserve S rank from my point of view anymore. And yeah, if you use him with Anniversary Iwa, all that happens is that Anniversary Iwa will just waste stacks on him to try and keep him alive, but then will just die. Unless you're playing against a full range team with only projectiles, and at that point he survives quite well. But in every other scenario, I don't know. Hard to use. If you could use him and use all the buffs he provides, S plus 100%. Due to the fact that you cannot really do that, I moved him down to A plus at Revolution 3, and I think S. Yeah, before it was S arrow up, now it's just S. Because he has the 80% magic pierce here. That's insane if you can get it to work, but again, not reliable enough. I might as well probably move him down to A plus arrow up. But I still thought S rank at Revolution 6 was reasonable. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about it. But that's basically it for this guy as well. The last unit is Shiliel. I also moved her down. She was A plus, I believe. Yes, she was A plus, but definitely she cannot be compared with the other units we have in A plus. And yeah, I just moved her down. I think I didn't change her ranking here at Revolution 3. Yeah, she's still B arrow up. But I moved her down from A plus to just A. And the reason is the same as the other Rihanna units. She doesn't provide enough value and she cannot really kill. She now maybe could be used with Alocasia to last a bit longer in the fight and still deal damage. So I still left her in A because potentially she could be used. But yeah, not really that insane of a unit. And yeah, I think this is all. I think, yeah, that's all I changed. Again, I didn't play much, so I believe there might be some more units that could deserve some changes in the rankings. If you have some ideas, feel free to let me know in the comments down below, and I will definitely try them out and consider them for the future, like for the next tier list update. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about it. If you liked the video, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.